What is happening with the Toronto real estate market? I'm Alex Drobin. I help people just like you buy and sell real estate in Toronto. Now, before I get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button. I'm getting close to 2,000 subscribers, so thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. And also, if you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call or send me a message. I'll also put a link in the description of this video where you can book a consult with me as well. All right, let's get into it. If there's one word that I would use to describe the Toronto and GTA real estate market over the last year, that word would be strange, because there's so many numbers that are all over the place throughout the entire year. Obviously, we've had a bunch of interest rate increases. It seems like it slowed the market down for a little bit, but then it sped it back up, and now we're seeing kind of a shift to a slower market in the summer, which usually happens anyways. But the number I'm going to start off with is the average sale price of a home in Toronto, because in May 2023, the average sale price of a Toronto home was $1.196 million, or just under $1.2 million, which is almost identical to what it was in May of 2022. In May of 2022, it was just over $1.2 million. So year over year, we're down 1.2%. Now, obviously, this is very area specific, and I'll make further videos to kind of talk about very neighborhood specific sale prices. But from May 2022 to May 2023, the average sale price in Toronto hasn't changed at all. And we haven't seen that in the last 10 years, because we've pretty steadily been going appreciating year over year. Now, the unit sales. So this is interesting. Unit sales from May 2022 to May 2023 are up 24%. So in May 2022, let me just check here. In May 2022, there were 7,222 sales. And in May 2023, there were 9,012 sales. So literally up 24.7%. Now, in my opinion, the reason for this is because there were a lot of people that didn't want to buy anything while the interest rates were going up throughout the year. Now, because not as many places were selling when the interest rates started going up, what happened was those places were taken off the market. Even with my own listings, where there were a bunch of places that I had on the market, ended up taking off the market, relisting, and then selling. So I think what happened was in May 2022, there just weren't nearly as many sales based on the interest rate hikes, all of the projected interest rate hikes as well. And everybody who wanted to sell but didn't get the number that they wanted, pulled their property off the market, waited, and relisted a little bit later on, which is literally what we've been seeing. Some people waited as much as 6 months or 3 to 6 months to relist the property, and it ended up selling. So that's why I think year over year we have such a drastic increase in sales. Like, that is 24.7% more sales than this time last year in the same month, which is incredible. The average days on market is 14. So this is 2 weeks average days on market. You're usually in a seller's market if there's less than 2 months of inventory, meaning that, if a place it was on the market for 14 days, it's still a seller's market. So this generally means that if you're in a decent neighborhood and it's priced correctly, your home will sell in the matter of 14 days. 2 weeks, which is pretty accurate. Now, let's go over the average sale price of every asset class. So from the detached to the semi-detached to the townhouses and to the condos, and we'll see their year over year change. So the detached market didn't change at all in the 416. This year in May, the average sale price of a detached home was $1,913,000, and that is a 0% change from May of 2022. Now, in terms of the sales, there was a 20.3% increase in the number of sales in the 416 from 2022 to 2023. So it's the same thing I was talking about before. A lot of the properties that weren't selling, 6 to 12 months ago, ended up being relisted and sold. And from my own experience, that's what happened numerous times this year. Now, in the 905, you're up 1% for the detached market. So the average price of a detached home in the 905 is $1.444 million. That's a 1% increase from May of 2022. Now, this is really interesting because the average sale price of a semi-detached house in Toronto went down 2% year over year from May 2022 to May 2023. So people lost 2% on their semi-detached investments. And if you look at what's happened with the actual number of sales, it's the only asset class that actually went down in the number of sales in the 416 area code. So it came down 9% year over year. So there was 9% less sales from May 2022 to May 2023, which is strange because it's the only one that came down in sales volume, whereas the townhouses, the condo apartments, and the detached homes all went up drastically in terms of number of sales. The average sale price of a townhome in the 416 is $1,068,000. And that is a 1.8% increase year over year from May 2022 to May 2023. And same thing there. There's been 15.8% more sales. So just more people buying townhouses in, May of this year as opposed to last year. And then the condo apartments, this is the wildest stat because the average sale price of condos in the 416 went down 1.1%, but the number of units sold went up 34.3% year over year. So people were just selling significantly more condos this year in May than they were last year. Just to touch on condos right now, I'm seeing a lot of condos on the market kind of sitting a little bit longer than they were over the last couple of months. So we're in June right now. In May, it seems like things were flying off the shelf. April, same thing. Right now, I'm seeing condos specifically in the West End here sit a little bit longer on the market, getting fewer offers. They're still selling pretty quickly. Like things are selling within a couple of weeks, but offer dates are only working with places that are really, really nice, that don't need any work. And it seems like the price point of condos that are still selling really quickly is, places that are under that $600,000 mark, 650 mark, sort of those entry level price points in the West End of the city. I'm concentrating on the West End because that's where, a lot of my work is done, but the rest of the city is very similar. I'm seeing in, Liberty Village, King West, even going further east towards like Regent Park area, places that are kind of in the, $500 to $650 to $700,000 range sell pretty quickly, whereas places that are significantly higher than that sit on the market a little bit longer. And like I said, if your unit is very nice and unique and, there's something special about it, you still will get a bunch of offers on it and it will sell pretty quickly. I'll give you an example. Just now, we sold a condo in Ronces, 437 Ronces. We had it listed for $799. We had an offer date on it, ended up getting offers and sold it for $1 million on offer date. So, but that was a really unique unit. Whereas, places that are a little bit older or, the status certificate isn't good in the place or something like that, they tend to sit a little bit longer. But for the most part, it's crazy to see that there are literally 34.3% more condo sales from May 2022 to May 2023 of this year. All right, now let me tell you what I think is going to happen in the Toronto real estate market within the next few months. First of all, every year when we go into the summertime, everything slows down. People are going on vacations. People are going up to the cottage. People aren't concentrated on buying and selling real estate. We tend to see that from June to the end of August, and then things start picking back up in September. But what I think will happen is that interest rates are set to increase again. So that may slow down some buyers potentially. But having said that, I think that all of the buyers that I've been working with, even before all these rate hikes or after, are still in the mix when it comes to buying a property. People still want to buy property. So, it's still a seller's market. We don't have enough inventory. There's tons of demand. Lots of places are still going over asking. If you have a place that, is nicely finished, or if you've done appropriate renovations to it, and it's priced correctly, your house will sell and you're going to get a really good number for it because there's a ton of buyers that have lost out on previous properties. Right now, we're seeing the inventory come down again. So, not, like I said, not as many places are ever listed in those summer months. So, in my opinion, I think this market's still going to be strong. Even though the rates are going to come up a little bit, I don't see these buyers leaving the market because they still want to buy something, they can afford it. And even if their pre-approval comes down slightly, the prices are going to have to come down slightly as well. So that's my opinion. I think prices are going to go up a little bit over the next few months. I don't think it's going to be a drastic increase like we have seen over the last, 3 to 5 years. But there's still going to be a lack of inventory and a bunch of buyers that are interested in purchasing stuff. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any opinions or comments on what you think will happen with the Toronto real estate market, just put them in the comments and I'll answer all of them. And once again, if you've been thinking about buying or selling, give me a call or send me a message. I'll help you every step of the way. Thank you so much.